I'm Bert Turetzky. I'm a bass player. So, but the other stuff, the people around jazz, I didn't like it. I wanted a more wholesome attitude. I didn't want to go play in a club and get burned or see somebody, the police there all the time. I didn't like it. And again, the family background. So I decided to become a symphonic player. And I worked hard. And I got to a point that I could play pretty good. I played in some small community orchestras, one rehearsal concert. I was doing quite well, and I organized a chamber music group, and we got to be well known. Through New England, we played in New York, and I met a lot of famous composers like Edgar Varese and Milton Babbitt, who recorded a piece of Babbitt, and Mel Powell, and all these people. And I started to play solos. I didn't want to play in the orchestra the rest of my life. When the conductor gets angry or gets lost, what do? Basses, it's too loud! What's the matter with you? And the conductor, at one time in Hartford, when he was lost, he'd grab his chin, so we knew that he was going to yell at us. And so I thought, who needs that? One morning, I hit the G string by accident, and another conductor yelled at the bass drum. He said, Gran Casa. The kid was looking around. He didn't know what a Gran Casa was. He was the bass drum was right in front of him. He didn't know what the hell was going on. So I started to laugh. The conductor didn't like that. And I came home and I said, Nancy, I'm going to be a soloist. She said, yeah, good. Who's going to pay the bills for our two kids? Me. So I started writing letters to composers, and some of them, one of them, a very dear friend, I'm going to play a piece of his Friday at 5 o'clock. You're going to come? His name is Barney Childs. He got a letter from me, and he said, got a letter from someone whose name is Bertram Turetzky, he wanted me to write a piece for solo bass. Obviously a lunatic. So he wrote a piece, and it was sort of cool. The middle movement was jazzy, and he had just heard Scotty LaFaro, so he wrote some nice licks. And it was iso-rhythmic also, which gave you the combination of Scotty LaFaro and the academic stuff like iso-rhythms. And when in this country, when you play a recital of American music, which I absolutely am an advocate for, composers come to the concert and they say, by the way, Mr. Turetzky, I happen to have a bass piece. Would you like to look at it? Of course is the answer. So anyway, I was playing in the symphony, doing commercial work, playing the ballet, playing the musicals, and the only thing I wasn't doing was seeing my kids. And if you're going to have a family, you better deal with your family in the best way. And one afternoon, the kids were crying. I was going to rehearsal. They were, well, you're going every day. So I was an absentee parent for some years. Felt badly. Got some offers to go away. I went to Seattle for an audition. I freaked them out. I played my repertoire. They didn't like it at all. And I didn't care for Seattle. It was like this, rainy every day.
Yes.
The Seattle Rain Festival. And they said, well, could you play a slow movement of a Baroque sonata? I said, gladly. And one of them liked my trills. But I played it nicely. And I thought, they're not friendly to me and my ideas of what the instrument should be or could be. So I had to go to La Jolla. And I went to La Jolla. And I found the building. And I played in the afternoon a show and tell. Bob Magnuson was there. That's where I met Bob. And it's 1967. And the chairman came over, put his arm around me, said, I'll show you your office. I said, you haven't heard me play a concert yet. He said, we've heard you for years on tape. We know all about you. And he laughed. And he showed me my office. So I called my wife. I said, Nancy, they want me to come. So I said, you're going to like it. And on the way down to La Jolla, I saw people in the ocean, and it was winter. She said, have you been drinking? I said, I don't drink, you know that. I didn't know they had wetsuits. I was Connecticut, what do I know from wetsuits? So I accepted the job, and I took a leave of absence from the Art School and Symphony, hoping that I'd never go back, even though I had a lot of friends there. But I have family, and that's first. Family is everything to me. So the kids liked it. They could play outside all year.
How old were they at the time?
4, 5, 6. They're now both 50, and there's a daughter. But I'm 80, so it makes sense, you know. Anyway, they liked it. The school was very young and very experimental. I fell right into the mix beautifully.
The school was what?
UCSD.
Oh,
University of
UCSD.
California.
Gotcha.
One of the top 10 American universities. So in 1968, we moved out without tenure, without guarantee of tenure. And I finally got tenure several years later. And I started recording and doing things like that. And life turned out good. The American composers realized that I supported them. I played their music all the time. I took it overseas. When I could, I recorded it. And they felt that he is an advocate for us. We'll advocate for him. They got jobs. Who did they call? They called Bert. I'm now a distinguished emeritus professor of music from the University of California. There's not too many of us, and that's very, very nice. They pay me not to go there anymore.
How long did you actually go to work there?
34 years. So I'm a hard case. I left when I was 70. I've been out for 10 years. They were smart enough to hire Mark Dressy to take my place. And I can tell you, and all the people who are going to listen, I didn't raise a hand. I figured Mark is a great choice, and he's the guy I'd like. But I don't want to do any political shenanigans. I want him to earn the job, and he'll know I got it myself without any help. And I told him, I said, I'm staying out of it. And he appreciated it because he's a mensch.